Hey y'all, hey. So in this video, I'm going to make another card, giant card. I already did one. I'm going to share it with you in just a moment. So let's go and get into this video.
A journey through time.
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to A Journey Through Time. My name is Wendy. If you're oldie but goodie, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. So as I was saying, I am making a card, another giant card, the viral treat cards. I had already made one and I want to share it with you, and I'm going to make another one. I just want to give you some ideas. So, move all this out the way so I can show you what I did. Okay, so here it is. You can see it, but this is it. So, let me see if I can bring that up a little bit. So, I'm definitely going to shrink wrap this. Can y'all see it? It's so big. Here we go. All right, so I put the Rose's robe in it. I put one of the bears and the Timu heart purse. Down here in the U, we have some chocolate roses. In the middle, we have a necklace. And on the other side, we have some perfume. So that's the concept with this. It does have a light built into it that I put in there. Let me see if I can bring this down. Okay, it has a light. And I don't know if y'all can see where I put the switch, but it's right here. Just like that. Now I got to cut my light out so you guys can see it. So hold on a second. I'm not going to cut all the lights out. I'm just going to cut the brightest one out. Just so you can see that I put a light in here with it. Can y'all see that? You probably can't. You probably can't, but it's in there. There you go right there. So, with all that being said, I'm going to do another one on the camera so you guys can see how I did it. I have a bunch of these heart boxes. I'm actually utilizing the ones that had some dings on them. So I'll be able to cut some things out and all that good jazz. But I'm very proud of this and how it turned out. So now let's get started. Okay, y'all. So first things first, I got the pink one this time. And I'm using one of the white foam boards for this. So what I did was I pushed it down to the end of the board, all the way down, and got it where I want it to be, and I marked it. So I got it all the way at the edge right here, and I marked it. So I just put just a pin mark here and there, one here and one there. Okay, so then take the box and move it out the way for a moment. I want to get my E6000. Got some micro, I call these micro screws because they're so tiny. And a little baby screwdriver for those. And some glue sticks, because we're going to need that too. All right, so first things first. Let me move this out the way. I feel like I got some glue. I don't want to get glue on the back of my board. Okay. I'm trying to push this up where I can show you better. So those marks are right here. And I marked it so I can have somewhere a guide to go by on how I'm going to place the glue and stuff on here. So basically, All I'm doing now is getting ready to put some glue down. Oops. Okay. We'll leave it like that for now. So now we're going to add some hot glue on it. Okay. We're going to take the box and we're going to sit it on, go by our little guide that we have at the bottom. We're going to sit it right where it's supposed to go. Okay. On each side. If you need to move it quick because mine's already drying. And then I just press it. Press it in. Just like that. Okay, so now I got that part. I need to get the back part of this right here. Then I'm going to press down. Okay. What I like to do is just take this here and I just tie it together. Just like that. Okay, so while that's sitting up, we're going to go on in here. This is the more of the headache part for me a little bit. But we need to do it anyway. Take some screws. These micro screws I have. And what I do is I just secure it to the board. Now these love boxes are pretty strong. So it's not like you're screwing it into styrofoam and it's going to come out. Y'all see how I'm struggling trying to get this in here? They're pretty strong. Okay. That's all you need the nails for. Is just that part. Okay. So now this here is really based off of what you plan to do with your thing. So for the one that I had over there, the plan was to can y'all see this? Turn it up some. So the plan was to set it over like this. Okay. I'm debating on this one, how I want to do this one. I know how I did that one. But I like having bigger items on it, but I don't want it to be too heavy. So I think I'm going to just do it the same way I did that one. So now I'm going to cut this board to where I want it. I usually go in here from the crease. I usually go in here from the crease and decide exactly how far I want to go into the they're already shooting outside. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. Hold on. Go about 4. And I mark it. Come over here and do the same thing. And I mark it. Try to put my ruler right where my marking is. And I score it. Okay, that's first thing. Again. This is not cutting it all the way through. This is just scoring it. You know, kind of like finding your way. So then I do this here and I just press it just a little bit just so I can see if I scored it good enough. And it looks pretty good, but sometimes I have to do it a little bit more, add a little more pressure. I try not to do it too hard because I don't want it to go all the way through to my board in the back. Sometimes it'll pop, sometimes it won't. And I'm just trying to bend it now. So y'all can see. I probably can't see, but turn it this way. Y'all can see me bending it a little. So I can see where the split is. Because it don't always cut the way I want it to. It'll cut, but it won't always cut as clean as you would want it. I'll just take the scissors and go in here. And again, like I said, I don't want to I don't like to go into it too much and mess around and mess up my board behind it. Y'all see how thick this board is? So this is what I was talking about as far as how strong it is and whatever it is they use. It looked like some really strong chipboard when they made this. You can see it already dinged it up, but it's all right. I'm gonna fix that. And it happens. My first one didn't do what this is doing, but it is okay. You got to have at least one to act up. Okay. So this is turned up like I want it to be. So what I'm doing here is just cleaning off the edges a little bit. Okay. Yeah. This side right here is a little dinged up, but that's fine because I'm going to probably be chopping that off. I am going to be, yep, I'm definitely going to be chopping that off. So talking about this right here. Okay, but this here is fine. And that's what you want. So now I'm gonna go ahead on and see if I can cut this edge off without any mishaps. Okay. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to cut this raggedy edge I got right here. And this thing just moved on me. Okay. And what's crazy, y'all? This thing is sharp. This knife, this is a brand new blade. It's sharp. So that lets you know how strong this thing is. And what I'm doing now is just pulling, like I did earlier, pulling it apart. If it does not fold the way you want it to, keep cutting it till it do. This is pretty much good enough for me. So now I got to clean up this mess so we can carry on. All right, we done got everything cleaned up, right? So now what we got to do is make us a foundation to the point where we can sit some of our gifts on it, right? So we have to lift this up, this little back flap. This is the only thing that we did not glue down, and we don't want that glue down because we need that. That's going to be our little slot to put our stuff in. So it depends on how heavy or how you're going to go about putting stuff on here. If it's going to be a lot of big stuff, heavy stuff, you know, then that's how you would build your foundation up under this. What I like to do is see how I want it to look on here. So if this is like this here, right? That means I got to glue these two together some kind of way, right? And make that work. But in the meantime, we got to get this here where it's the same height as this here. Okay. So it'll be strong whenever we're ready to use it. Couldn't figure out the words, y'all. So with that being said, I'm gonna just cut this in half. This is stuff that I get out of whenever I buy something that seems to always be packed with stuff like this in it. So I started saving it. Okay. So it's easy to cut in half though. Very easy. Cut me 2 pieces. I'm gonna bump these 2 pieces together. Let's see what we got and, you know, take it from there. So I know what I'm trying to do. My other one, I brought it all the way down on top of the letters. This one, I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or not, or if I want to go a different route. So I'm just trying to see which way I want it to go. This would, if I turn it this way, I can't see that. I probably should have did this overhead, but anyway, if I turn it this way, the long way, then it will require me to put maybe 2 or 3, 4, maybe even 5 more up here. Okay. But if I do it the other way, Sorry, phone was ringing. But if I do it the long way, it'll require more pieces. But if I do it standing up, it won't require so many pieces. Thinking about going this route though. All right, y'all. So y'all already seen I cut this like this, but what I'm gonna do now, and I think I got some pieces before I do that, because I did have to cut a lot of them earlier. There's one piece. Okay, there are a few more pieces. So I got some smaller ones in a stack, just like this. Just like that. So with that being said, I need to cut off another one of these. And I'm going to end up gluing these together, okay? But before I do that, I need to make sure that both sides are even and all that jazz. So you play with it enough and make sure you bump your whatever you're using up against this thing right here, okay? That's what you want. I feel like this is missing like something small, but okay. So this is how I want it to stand, just like this. So before I do anything else, I'm gonna go ahead on and glue these together with some hot glue. They glue together so easy because they're only cardboard. That's all it is. Just cardboard. Okay. So I glued these three together. And this is what I'm going to use for this side. Okay. And I plan to bump it up against this wall just like this. Whenever I get ready to do it, I'm going to glue it to that side. Now, you can also do it this way as well. And that actually fits even neater. We'll see. Anyway, that's for that side. Now I have to find another one for this side and do the exact same thing. So I can size it up from what I already have here. So we got that piece. I found another one. This is a little off though. This one's just slightly shorter. So that means I got to grab another one from somewhere, and that's fine. You can draw a line, or you could just go on and just freestyle it and cut it. You're not going to mess it up. If you cut all scraggly or anything, it's fine. Let's see if I get this big enough to get another one out of it. Yes, it is. Good. Let me cut this off first. Okay. Got another 3 stack. So I'm going to move all this other stuff out of the way, because we don't need it. So for this 3 stack, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to glue it together. Right. So once we got these glued together, right? Stand them up how you want them to stand up. And this one still looks like it's a little short. But we're not going to even worry about that because that's fixable. All right. So what I like to do is take them and place them where I want them to be. Right? And then bring this up. So like this. They can bump up against the wall of this. All right. So now that we have that ready, we're going to have to put something on this because we don't want the brown to be exposed once we're done making our gift. So what I do, I take some white foam board, some more of this foam board, and I just cut out the sides and paste it on here. Those scraps come in that come in handy. So I'm going to just take and bump this up against this. Take a little slice and cut it right on out. Just like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to need more than that, but it's a good start. So, can y'all see where I'm going with this? I'll show you this. Hold on. So, if the two sides, if it has the white on it on both sides, then it has a clean look, right? Just like that. It has a clean look. Well, this one don't because it's not big enough. Did I cut it that way? I'm trying to see which way oh, okay, that's why. That's the way I should have been turning it, y'all. And that's fine too. So I'm going to glue this on to this cardboard. I don't even know which piece I just had in my hand. Okay. And like I said, yeah, it's long. But we're going to straighten that out once we get these sides on. Okay. Okay. And then you're going to want to put another piece at the bottom, of course. I'm trying to make sure that it's standing straight. Put it however you need to put it to close in all your sides. Okay. Just push it down, push it down, push it down, push it down until it's all in there like it should be. Then you cut off all your extra that you didn't need. The hangovers and all of that. Just cut it off. So get rid of all the hangover from it. From the sides of it. Okay. Just like that. Find your neatest side, and that's the side that you're going to keep on the outside. The most neatest that you have. Okay. So, this being my neatest side, I'm going to have it face down like this here. And I keep bringing this up because I want to see exactly where it's going to be at. Now, y'all see how I haven't cut this hang off on these yet because I'm trying to decide if I even want to do that or not, because if I don't cut it off, when I get ready to set this up here, I don't have too much of this here backing that I got to cut off. And that's what I'm looking at, which is a good thing, actually. Might not sound like it, but it is. It is a good thing. So I do want to add another piece on top of this, like this here, which is going to bump this right up at the tip, just like that. So that's me just closing in the other part of this. So I'm going to go ahead on and do that. I know you're like, well, there's space in between there. That's fine. You can slide something in there if that disturbs you in any way and that glue is hot. You definitely can do that. And so I'm just squeezing it together right now so it can close up really nicely. Just like that. I'm going to cut this extra off. At the moment it's too small, so I can't really show you me cutting it off, but that's why I bring it back in the frame so you can see that I did. So this is what you should have. Okay. Make sure your good side is exposed. The side that you like the best. Both of them should be really decent size, but there's always a side that we like better. That's the side you should show. And this is how it will look bumped up to this thing right here. Okay. You're not going to see it because you're going to have that board glued to the top of this, and this is going to be hooked to it as well. So all you have left right now is this right here. That ugliness right there. And that's an easy fix. You just add another piece of this to it to close it in. That's all you got to do. So what I'm doing is pushing some of this in so it will lay on it a little more flat and a lot more seamless. I did not actually measure this side, so I got to cut me another piece for this one. So I just grab my scrap that I save and cut me another piece just for the back of this, which is It's going to be a little bigger than it should. I'm just scoring the box, the foam, so I can see where I need to cut it. Hopefully it is high enough. So this project is time consuming, but if it's something that if you're one of those people that just love to create and do something different, then I feel like this is the project for you. Honestly, I do. So I got my top ready. So I'm going to go ahead on and put some glue on this, like we did the other parts of it. And then we're going to press it down. How we want it. Got some running glue here. Okay. And now it's sealed. It's closed, so we don't have to look at that side. Now this is still open. That's fine. It can be open because it's not going to be exposed. It's going to be like this. Okay. So now we have something stable for one side of our box. Give me a moment and I'm going to do the same thing to that side that I did to this side, and we'll continue. All right, so I have both sides all squared up. So now what we're going to do, first things first, we're going to go ahead on and we're going to glue both of these white boxes to this foundation, meaning we need to glue the bottom of it, the backing of this, and well, we're not going to do the top quite yet, but the bottom and the backing. So we'll be sticking it to the bottom first. Put the placement, put it where you want it to be. Make sure it bumps up to it the way you want it to. And we do that on both sides. So I'm going to turn this around a little bit because I need to really see where I'm at with this thing. Because it can be tricky sometimes, especially when you're trying to fold the box. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead on and put the glue on the bottom of this one, so I can go and get it in place. Be very generous with the glue, with the hot glue. And then put it wherever you want it to go. Then you got to move this a little bit so you make sure that you can still get that bend in it. So you don't, put it on top of the bend. And this here is fine for me. So now I'm just pushing it down and holding it. All right. I want to do the same thing on the other side. I want to do that before I try to secure the board itself. So I'm doing the same exact thing. Bring it up, making sure that it can touch the way I want it to. Looking at where it's placed right now so I won't have no problems. Okay. And then just add your glue. Like I said, just be generous with it. I'll put it down. But gotta move this up so I can see if I got it where it's supposed to be. Then I just press it down. And just press, press, press. You got some glue that you want to clean up. Get it while it's hot. You can get it when it's cold too, and it'll probably peel right on up. Like this one here is already cooling off. And that's the extra glue that's just seeping out whenever you apply pressure. Okay. Once you've done that, bring this up, and you're gonna glue these. Oop. Okay. Glue these in the area that you feel that, you know, where it's sitting. You don't have enough, don't worry about it. Just do what you can. You can always go back. Okay? And just hold it. It don't always stay on the first go. Sometimes you gotta go and gotta do it a couple of times. And like for what I had, I know I didn't have enough of glue, but I also knew that it was drying fast. So I'm going back and applying more to one at a time instead of both. That way I can, you know, give each one of them the attention that it needs by holding it. I'm gonna have to hold this for a few minutes, but I'll get back to you. I'm gonna just do both sides of these with the glue, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So once that's on the way you want it, then we're gonna apply this. So what you do is you just figure out how close you want it. Now you can either put it on top of it, or you could just bump it up against it. That's, you know, that's up to you how you do it. Me, I do it either way, whichever one works for me, basically. So it's really based on the cut, to be honest. All right. So we know we're going to have it. We're going to put glue here, and then glue down on the seam of the line. Okay. So most of the time you just got to do this really fast if your glue dries fast. But this is where I'm going to put some more E6000 first. So I'll put it on top of the boxes. You don't actually have to do this. This is just something I'm doing. It's definitely not coming out the way I want it to, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it work. Okay, and then go in with the hot glue. Both boxes. Kind of like as fast as you can, because like for some reason this glue just drying fast. So I try to do this part first, and then I go back and do the seam part of it. Or I can move it around just a little bit. Okay. Then when you get it where you want it, just press it down. Again, the seams are not there yet. Haven't done that. So if you can get in yours, get in there and put your glue in there the way you want it. If you have enough of time to do it all, then go on and do it all. You have to do what works for you. I feel like my hot glue be rushing me sometimes. But yeah, and then you just push it down and push it together. We pretty much got our hood on. That's what I like to call it, a hood. So, with all the glue that might be stringing along out your way, turn it this way. You can see what I'm working with over here on this side. Okay. Now this is where you get creative and you decide what you want to do from this point on. Okay. You've gotten the hard part done already. So now you decide if you want to put something here to cover this up. Of course, I would suggest to do that, especially if it looks like mine. Or you might have cut yours to the point where you don't even have to do that. And that's wonderful if you were able to do that. Now, this is what I used on mine. I got this glitter tape, gold glitter tape from Walmart. And it ain't hitting on a hill of beans. Okay. But that's exactly what I'm going to use on here. So while setting, I'm going to go ahead on and try to stick the lip on this thing. Just so I can cut it. It doesn't have to be straight right now. It's not going to stick anyway. So that's basically what I do with this. I try my best to get it to stick. But it comes up every time. So I'll have to either hot glue it or something else. And I didn't pull it all the way down to the bottom. See how easy it comes up? If it stick like it's supposed to, it shouldn't come up that easy. So basically, you're at this stage where you're dressing it up now. Okay? And that's supposed to be the fun part. To dress up your box however you want it to look. All right? So mine, like I said, I'm kind of doing the same steps as far as this part of it. And I fold it under with my tape on each side. And like I said, this does not stick, so I also had to do some other things to it to get it to stick. Because if you watch, when I do this right here, it still comes right on up. And I hate that because this is very beautiful. I wish it just, did what it needed to do. I was thinking about applying some heat to it, and maybe that will, make it want to stick more. But I doubt it. Let me raise this up. I want you to get a good look at what I'm talking about. So right here is what we're working with. We're trying to seal that end, to make it look a little bit more presentable, a little nicer, You know what we do. Do what we do. Okay. To me, this part is a little tedious because I shouldn't have to do all this to get this to stay. And even this sometimes does not work without 1,000 times, doing it 1,000 times, but I made it work. So that's what I did. I applied some glue to it, some hot glue to it, y'all, and just kept rubbing down the seams until it stayed for me. Of course, if you come up with another idea, by all means, do it. Anything that makes your life simpler and easier, I say do it. Me, I'm just trying to get this video and this project done so y'all can see it. And try to show you the easiest ways, to do this and not have to deal with, so many mishaps that I go. But because I enjoy doing this, I just keep doing it until I get it. Okay. So my strip is on. It's not in the corners yet, but it is on. This one actually did a little better than the other one that I had for the red one. So now I'm going to take and split it right here because I want it to fold under and out the way. Put your little bit of hot glue in this corner. And yeah, you're going to burn yourself if you're doing it this way, but take something and use it in a place of your fingers. And stick it up in there. And it's still coming out because it wants to burn me. It wants me to use my fingers. And that's how it's supposed to look. Hopefully it'll stay, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm definitely going to put some tape there like I did the other one. On this side. And do the exact same thing. Split right here. Put some hot glue in that corner. Push one side in. Take and try to push the other side in with it. And hold it there. So the tape is very helpful and if it sticks. But it does hide things, like when you're trying to make a beautiful scene and you don't want it looking tacky. Okay. Okie dokie. So we got that done. Now it's a matter of you deciding if you want lights in yours or not. Okay, if you have some LED lights you want to put in there, you could. For your little shelf, if you want to add some side walls like I did that other one, you could. And put a little thing up at the top, you could. As you can see, this one does not have any. So whatever I put on it, it could possibly, fall off on each side. I might put some here since I did the other one like that. And if you're interested in doing that, all you do is just grab you some more scraps, and just, create you something just so it can lay up to the side of your wall nicely. Always use something that's already straight. It's what I like to do. And this is really going to be too long. So, I'm just trying to figure out now how I want to do it. So, let me set that way. I like to usually bump things up against it and then see how I'm going to do it. My other one, it's very easy because I already had it cut out. So even though I have this nice crisp point right here, it's not going to be enough for me. So if you do want a wall on the side of it, so your stuff doesn't fall out. Let's see if I can find a way to put this on this table. Okay, so all right. I'm gonna try to find some space here so I can cut this. So give me a moment to at least get this cut some kind of way out the way so I can show you. Okay. So I just took this as an example. So can y'all see this? Yeah, okay, good. So if I want it, I could use this right here and just cut it down right here. Where this stops at, which is here. I could cut it. And I know I just missed where I want to cut, but it's okay. And all you got to do is do it one time and then you can copy it from the other side. Kind of like that. I know it looks weird, but you know what I'm saying? And y'all see my paper coming up? I hope y'all can see that. You see the gold paper trying to come up at the bottom? Anyways, just like this here. And glue it on to the board. And E6000 and glue it onto the board and the shelf itself. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to copy the one I've already done because it's already done. And let's see. Trying to find me a good area to copy on this piece of. Like I said, I always like to find a corner that's already straight. So I don't have to do but so much work. And I'm just tracing this one. Right there, I'm going to cut that out. And that's going to be for my other side. Okay. So it's not wanting to, there we go. I was going to say it's not wanting to pop out, but. Okay. That was interesting. So I'm trying to clean this up a little bit. The first one didn't give me all this trouble. Okay. This has some ink on the back, y'all. That got to be frustrating. I didn't even notice it. It'll be okay, though. Okay, so now, first things first, let's look at this here again. I don't know if I actually ran. Yeah, I don't think I did. I didn't run any glue on this side, but still, like I said, this is tape, so it really shouldn't even be doing all this. So you decide if you want to actually get this tape or if you have another alternative. And that would definitely be great. Okay. Let's see if it's going to stay now. All right, so I think I'm going to have to redo this. Like I said, that this here is not... Or I could just take the paper off of it. That will work. See? That'll work. Get the job done still. All right, so I could definitely hot glue this to this here board. And of course, bump it up against the platform we have right here. All right, so we'll have some sides. Remember, get you some E6000. Look at mine trying to dry up real quick. Stuff only act up when I'm recording, but it's okay. So just apply your E6000 to the end of it and the back side of it. Okay. Then take your hot glue and do the same thing. Yes, it's going to be messy, especially if you press like I be pressing. But you want it to stay, so we have to do what we have to do. So you do it just like this here, and just press it on down. And make sure it looks the way you want it to look. Okay. Sometimes you have to press it more than once too, like I was saying before. And you do this on both sides. I still didn't put that tape there yet because I wanted to do this first to make sure I show you guys this. So once I glue this on both sides, be right back with you. All right, let me fill you in on what has happened here. So I ran out of the white foam, so I ended up having to find another color. So I just grabbed the fuchsia pink that I had. And so my other card box had some reinforcements going straight across like this here. So I needed to make sure that this one does too. So what I did was I added another layer on top of the white one that we already did on both sides. And then this here is what I was talking about my reinforcement in the front. So I usually put one here. And then if I need to put another one, I'll put another one, which I'm thinking about doing so. And that's just so, your stuff have, something to fall back on, needs to fall back on anything at all. So this first piece is definitely accurate on the sides. That's the second piece. Yeah, the second piece is too. That's surprising. Okay, so I could take both of these and glue them to the thing, but what I want to do is take one of them and do it for right now and glue them to both sides. And of course, on top of this thing like this here. Okay, so trying to find the best way to do this because it's really hard to show you and hold this up and so you can see it at the same time and I can see what I'm doing. But see, my other one, I just put it in on the inside like this. I didn't put it in on the outside. So I'm wondering if I want to do that instead. My edges are so jagged though. But I could definitely dress that up if I needed to. So, I might do that. I might do that. So let me cut this down some. So I'm just gonna split this a little bit where I could pop it loose. I'm afraid that I didn't cut too much. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. All right, so I can stick it in here like this here and glue it to the sides and down to the board as well. You see how it's staying right now? That's how it's supposed to be. Kind of like this here. Okay, kind of like this here. All right. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it. And honestly, y'all, this is really the last part to this. You pretty much finished your project once you get this part done. I'm just trying to wing my way and figure out how I want to do it. I think I'm going to do that on the inside, and I think I'm going to do this on the outside. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? So, first things first, I'm going to run me some glue down the side of this thing or the bottom of it. And then on the sides, both sides. And this here is still coming up. I just want y'all to know that gold paper is still trying to come up. So try not to burn myself. Not really being successful with that. But I am pressing it down on top of the gold paper. So some of it's not, okay, there it goes. I was going to say some of it is not going in, but it is. I just had to add some pressure. Okay, it's in there. It's in there too. Good. All right. So now that's in there, and you could stop right here, okay? But me, y'all already know. So I'm going to put this on top. And yeah, I'm going to put this on top. So that means I got to put a little bit more glue on here and run this on the top. Okay. Like I said, this is a part you can skip. You do not have to do this part at all. This is not really that important. Unless you want, you know, some reassurance up here in the front as well. when you're putting your stuff in here, that you got some, like a little cup or something to hold it in, or to sit it in, should I say. I kind of like that idea. So I'm just pushing it down in here and then pressing it together. And this is basically how I make the little box, gift box or card box or whatever we calling it. This is how I make it. And again, this mess right here is coming up. I don't know how I managed to get the other one to stay down on the other one, but it is down. It is not moving. This one here, doing everything but what it's supposed to do. Now I am going to put the tape on the side like I did the other one. And then we're done with designing this thing. Now all you have to do is just decorate it how you want to. Okay? Okay, y'all. Finally finished it. So I wrapped both of them, but I didn't put no bows on them. So this is the one that we just worked on. And I went on and it takes me, I didn't do the design or how I was going to fill it with you guys because it takes me forever to get these filled. It just takes way too long. So I decided I would do it and then show you the end result. So this is the one. This is the first one. Well, this is the second one, actually, the one we just did. And this is the first one. Hope y'all can see it. I know my light giving off a glare. Okay. So I love them both. This is more of a jumbo size right here, baby. Okay. Straight jumbo. I can see if I can stand them both up. Hope it don't be an epic fail, but I'm trying. Also, to get a thumbnail. So here we go. Now, these are the both of them. I guess you could say I went a little overboard, but I just love how they look on these foam boards. So what do y'all think? As always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye for now.